I was shopping around for the right frame to gift my friends who just got married because I had the cutest photo of them. The FrameBridge website made it so easy to preview options that I slipped in a photo from my trip to Japan for myself too. Now they've got a wonderful memory of their wedding, and I've got a new favorite piece of art in my house. FrameBridge has a curated selection of frame styles and design experts to make it fun and easy to frame what you love for the people you love. Visit framebridge.com or your local FrameBridge store at 1200 Villa Place in Edge Hill to start framing. Today on CityCast Nashville, we're talking mosquitoes, ticks, and spiders. Oh my! But don't worry, writer and naturalist Joanna Brichetto is here with some tips and tricks to help you deal with summer's peskiest bugs, and maybe even appreciate them a little. It's Wednesday, July 30th. I'm your host, Marie Cecile Anderson, and this is what Nashville's talking about. Hey y'all, real quick before we get into this awesome conversation about creepy crawly creatures with Joe, I just wanted to share with y'all what a CityCast Nashville neighbor wrote into us of why they joined our membership program. Vanessa H. wrote in and said, before finding the podcast, I had lived here for 2 years and still felt disconnected from local knowledge, political happenings, and hidden gems. I've thoroughly enjoyed exploring the area more based off of topics and suggestions you've all discussed and learning about our amazing city. Thanks for all your hard work, and cheers to the future. Well, Vanessa H., thank you so much for joining CityCast Nashville Neighbors. You too can always join. Our door is always open at membership.citycast.fm. I just have to say, I love educating Nashvillians about all things Nashville. And then today, you're going to learn all about how to handle bugs. Joe, this summer has been an absolute nightmare for those of us who get plagued by mosquitoes. Oh, it's so bad. Is it me? Is it my blood? Are some people really more attractive to mosquitoes than others? Or is that just not true?
Everything you just said is true. Unfortunately, it's been a terrible year for mosquitoes, a great one for them. And yeah, our blood does matter. What we wear matters. What we've had to drink matters.
What?
But yeah, I know. So like if you want to attract all the mosquitoes in your yard, go outside at dusk, wear something black, drink a beer.
Okay. Is it bad to wear perfume too? Because the other day I went to a cookout and I just doused myself in perfume and then was like, uh-oh, did I just mess up? And let me tell you, I think I did because I walked away with about 20 bites.
I mean, all perfumes are different, but I wouldn't fool with it, honestly. Okay. It's too risky. Even when you do that, they're going to love your sweat and the bacteria that is already there. So like you really can't win in terms of trying to make a mosquito not fall in love with you.
Oh, but at least somebody loves me. Okay, I cannot wait to get into this, Joe. You are credited with making popular the greatest anti-mosquito pro-bee and butterfly control device of all time, the Bucket of Doom. For those of us who don't know what the heck this is, please fill us in.
Okay, I didn't invent this idea, but I did give it the catchy name after trying it for a year and testing it and tweaking it. The Bucket of Doom. It dooms only mosquitoes and not anything else in our yards. Not any of the pollinators, not the birds, not our pets, not our kids, not us. It's a way to kill mosquitoes in the only logical, effective, efficient way, and that is when they're babies. We kill the babies before they can grow up and fly away. And the doom part is not just because it's in a bucket. It's because there is a secret ingredient in there, which is technically a pesticide, and one of the very, very few that I will use. It's called BTI. It's the initials. Oh boy, I forgot to practice how to pronounce it. Bacillus thuringiensis israeliensis. Okay. Oh, I did it. So
whoa,
BTI.
That is so impressive.
Thank you. So with this BTI dunk in the bucket, the eggs will hatch and there'll be these little larvae that wiggle around and then they die. So they never progress to the pupal stage and then they never become adults and they never make more mosquitoes. So it's kind of like mosquito birth control in a way.
Which I am so pro.
Absolutely. Who isn't?
Who isn't? Well, so why don't we just buy like nice citronella plants or candles? Those don't do the same as the bucket of doom?
So we're talking two different things. Those
Yes.
things we think are repelling mosquitoes, but the bucket of doom is actually attracting the pregnant ones so that we can kill mosquitoes. So there's repelling and there's killing.
Oh, okay. Well, listeners, if you want to see exactly how to build your own bucket of doom, you can visit Joe's website at sidewalknature.com and get the whole walkthrough with photos and more information about how it works. What are some other things those of us with yards or control over green space need to think about to control the skeeters?
The first thing, and I could say this all day long, is to get rid of that standing water. You think you've done it, but you haven't. Like after a rain, go outside and see where the rain has been pooling. I have a tire that has been collecting water. So it was a spare tire that I put there and forgot about. But that's classic. Another one is bird baths. If you don't wash them out at least once a week. Rain barrels. Everybody needs a rain barrel, but there's that little overflow hole on the side meant to daisy chain it to the next barrel or, as an overflow pipe. But if you forget to do that, there's a hole there and every mosquito is going to find that hole and go in and use your rain barrel as a breeding ground.
Are there any other non-toxic ways to repel mosquitoes that actually work?
The good idea is a fan. It's just a box fan. Mosquitoes are very poor flyers. They can't hold their own against even a slight breeze. So any kind of fan out there directed where your body is. Don't keep it at your feet. Keep it where it's going to hit your whole body.
Wow. So you're telling me that Beyonce, she has a fan directed on her, not only to do her hair perfectly in the wind, but also maybe to scare away the mosquitoes.
Yes, we can look great and be mosquito free at the same time.
I love it. Okay, but what about bug zappers? Oof.
Don't do it. Don't do it. It's not going to, it's going to zap everybody. Again, so the problem with so many of these tricks and tools and products is that they're not targeted. They're not specific. They are going to kill any little thing that gets in their way. And we need all those other little things because they're all, they make the world work. That's what feeds all of our birds. So we need to stop killing everything, just trying to kill one thing.
You recently published a book called This Is How a Robin Drinks, Essays on Urban Nature, all about Nashville nature of the most accessible kind, sidewalks, yards, parks, parking lots. I hear there's an essay in there about mosquitoes. Is it going to make us feel sorry for us to kill mosquitoes?
It is not. No, there are 52 really short essays in this book. It's like my almanac of a natural year in Nashville. So, of course, I do have to mention mosquitoes. There's a whole chapter on ticks. Don't want to miss that. And chiggers are mentioned, but also lots of lovely, lovely insects like butterflies and cicadas and dragonflies. But yeah, the little mosquito essay. Can I read it?
Yes. Oh, let's hear it.
Okay, so the title comes from, there's this famous naturalist biologist called Edward O. Wilson, and he addressed a speech, a conference one time, and he made this famous quote you may have heard a million times. It's called, "Let me say a word on behalf of these little things that run the world." So the title of my essay is Little Things That Run the World in Late October. And here it goes. It takes a minute. Just like that, it's time to find the sweatshirts. The coconut oil is white again. Bath towels stay wet, and I want to wear socks to bed. Just like that, goldfinches are toppling sunflowers. Black-eyed Susans are only black eyes. Car wheels pop acorns, and bees sleep late in the goldenrod. Just like that, a new neighbor hired Mosquito Joe. Michael is with me on a walk when we see the Mosquito Man with a gas-powered fogger that shoots pesticide at 295 feet a second. We turn to walk a different route until the spray can settle on trees and bushes and grass and flowers, and on bees and caterpillars and ladybugs and soldier beetles and jumping spiders and butterflies that had been there 1 second ago, 295 feet ago. Little things doing their thing, eating, getting eaten, keeping our world running, just like that.
Joe, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Remember that amazing little cafe you discovered last summer with the perfect latte and crazy view? Or that sweet hiking spot your friend told you about? But you can't remember the name. Well, with Overlook Maps, special places never get lost again. Create personal lists of places you've been and want to go. Build your must-visit list for your next vacation, your foodie favorites for date nights, or your weekend getaways when you need to escape. Share your favorite hidden gems with friends and family, or go on and keep your secret spots completely private. Planning a trip with friends? Create a shared list where everyone can add their ideas. Visiting a new city? Check out lists from locals who know the real gems, not just the tourist traps. And here's the best part, folks. No ads cluttering your lists. No one selling your data to advertisers. Just your personal collection of amazing places, organized exactly how you want them. Overlook Maps. Collect, organize, and share the places that matter to you. Download free at overlookmaps.com and check out overlookmaps.com/Nashville to see some of our lists and great spots on a map and in your pocket. Your places, your way. But of course, now we have to talk about ticks. We want to protect and love ticks, right? But this is the summer bug that instills the fear of God into our hearts. What kind of ticks are most common in Middle Tennessee, and where do they live? What areas should we watch out for?
Okay, first of all, I'm not trying to protect ticks. I must admit, I do not love them. I do not want to protect them. I hate ticks. I am a tick magnet as well as a mosquito and sugar magnet. I think those three things go hand in hand. But in Middle Tennessee, we've got ticks everywhere, and the most common ones are going to be the Lone Star tick, the black-legged, also called the deer tick, and the dog tick. Okay, but it doesn't matter. A tick is a tick. And they've all got these life cycles. And in order to advance to the next stage, they have to have a blood meal. Now, admittedly, humans aren't really necessarily their thing. They would prefer to have birds or mammals, or believe it or not, like skinks, lizards. It's just that they're opportunistic. So if I know that I'm going into like tick land, I take precautions, and I'll be happy to detail those.
Where is tick land?
For me, tick land is like anything that's not pavement, quite frankly.
No.
But I will say what I've learned, just in your yard, you can get them in your yard depending on where you are. We had them because when we moved in, I'll give you an example. Our realtor said, "Oh no, your backyard is bordered with Nashville hedge." And we were like, "What's that?" And Nashville hedge is all these exotic invasive sort of evergreen plants that just happen where you don't mow or don't weed eat. So we had like Chinese privet, bush honeysuckle, some of the Japanese vine honeysuckle. We had English ivy, and we had winter creeper. So this is almost a 12-month evergreen screen. It's great privacy, but wouldn't you know it, it is prime tick habitat. Why? Because it's moist, it's evergreen, and nobody eats it. So when we cleared out our borders and replanted with native things, no more ticks in the yard. I haven't had knock wood, a tick in my yard in years since we did that. And then I started volunteering for Weed Wrangle. I don't know if people have heard of Weed Wrangle, but it started here in Nashville. It's that program where you get rid of exotic invasive plants and then you replace them with natives. So when I started working with them, sure enough, the research bears out that's how to get rid of ticks when you're getting rid of those invasive plants.
Oh, wow. Yeah. My next question was to how to control them or repel them.
Make sure you've got like clear walkways and paths where you're not walking through and brushing up against even native vegetation. There's got to be somewhere where you can walk where you're not bumping into stuff. Also, again, with the native plants, the more you have, the more biodiversity you have, and the more tick predators you have. So if you're not the only, meal in your yard, if ticks have, mammals and birds and reptiles to choose from, then your odds are going down right away for getting more ticks.
Okay. Well, so everybody on the show knows that I am a brand new dog owner. I adopted my foster dog from Nashville Humane Association, Miss Lottie.
Oh.
How do I keep ticks off of her?
Oh, that is, those once a month tick pills. I hate doing it, but it does work. You don't want to do it with cats because that stuff that doesn't hurt dogs will hurt cats. And then just, I don't know what her fur is like, but you'll have to do, some grooming and checking to make sure nothing's there anyway. But if she does get one, or if you do get a tick, I have kind of an unorthodox way to get them out of us. It's something I never leave home without. It's let me just preface this by saying I have had hundreds, if not thousands, of ticks in my life. And most of them, when I pull them out, this is so gross, I leave the head in. I don't mean to, but you're pulling straight out. Yeah. Uh-huh. So this is what Centers for Disease Control, all the big people say, pull them straight out. But when I do that, they don't all come out. Oh my gosh. And then, you can get infected. It's so nasty. So I have this little tool called a tick twister. You can get them online. And what it does is it looks like, like the claw of a hammer. It looks like that, but tiny and plastic and, in a pretty color. So you're just hook that on the tick and you slowly rotate it and then pull. Everybody says, don't twist it, don't rotate it. But honestly, it works. I have never had a head left in me since I started using those silly little things.
Oh, wow. Yeah, this is blowing my mind. Uh-huh.
Okay, another tool. I never go anywhere without a lint roller in the car, just in case, because if you come back from a hike and you think, I wonder, was I okay? You can just reach down and lint roll your shoes, your socks, your legs, whatever's, your arms, wherever you were, if you were on the ground, your whole body, and see what you pick up. If there was a tick there, it's not on you anymore. It's stuck to that adhesive.
Wow. Okay. I just remember as a young child, burning ticks off. So we're not doing that anymore.
We're not burning. We're not Vaselining. We're not doing any of those things. Because that's just gross. I don't want to tell you what happens when you do that, because it's even grosser than leaving the head in. So don't do it.
Okay. Get the tick twister. I love it.
Yeah.
Do we really save the ticks, though, after say we find a tick? Do we save them now because of Lyme disease and then send them away to get tested?
I've heard from doctors that say they don't want to see the tick. They just want to see the patient. So, I guess you can, Lyme disease is not common here. Thank goodness. We have a lot of other tick diseases, but if you're going into the woods or a field or a meadow, there are various degrees of, pesticides that you can apply to some your skin, but others you only want on your clothes. Or oil, what is it? Lemon eucalyptus, oil of lemon. That's a good one. It doesn't last long. You have to reapply, but if you're really trying to avoid the, potent neurotoxins, that could be a better way to go.
What is the thing ticks carry now where you can't eat meat anymore?
I know that's I think that's the Lone Star tick is responsible for that. It's called, this is a stupid name, alpha-gal. That's the nickname for this disease. And yeah, it means you can't eat red meat for a while or maybe ever. So that's not something we want. It's fine if you're a vegan, but I read recently that alpha-gal, these ticks didn't invent it. It's also in other things like cat dander. Some people go into anaphylactic shock over cat dander. It's the same kind of thing.
Wow. Okay. And then there's one more bug wandering around that sadly we must also kill very dead, the spotted lanternfly. What's the deal with those jerks?
Okay, I'm not worried about the spotted lanternfly, I will admit. They came to America about 11 years ago, and everyone was freaked out. They thought that's the end of our forests, the end of our vineyards and orchards, and they're just going to be a total disaster. And yes, they are in big numbers up there, like in Pennsylvania and Maryland, but they're not doing the damage that was once feared. It seems like predators are figuring out that they're food, so they're getting eaten. Also, they are succumbing to, there's various fungi and bacteria that they can't deal with. They're from a different continent, so they came here and have entered our ecosystem now, and everything's just kind of trying to figure it out. They are showing up in Davidson County and around here, but I'm not worried. Maybe if I owned a vineyard or an orchard, I would just keep in touch with my local extension agent, because they keep track of the numbers. But other than that, I'm not going to run around and look to stomp on things.
Enough about the bad bugs. Let's get into the wonderful bugs that come to Nashville during the summertime. What is your favorite beneficial bug?
Oh, my favorite one would be, the one I'm looking at right now. And lately that's been lightning bugs, the fireflies.
Yes.
Like I get up really early in the morning, so it's great if you get up like before dawn or right after, you can find them out in the yard and they're tired. They've had a long, hard night of, trying to make more lightning bugs. And you can watch them sip dew from like the tip of a grass blade. There's a little drop there. You can watch them sip dew from low flowers like the yard violets that everyone hates. It's a wonderful native plant, by the way, but that's like prime drinking meetup space for lightning bugs in the morning. So, and we need to protect those lightning bugs by not spraying our yard, of course. Another one right now is, our summer cicadas. Now, not like the periodical ones, but the ones we get every summer. So like in the morning, again, right? Even before dawn, you can hear we've got several species. So in the morning, you hear the one that I call a salt shaker, and it sounds like, it's like you're trying to salt this huge vat of stew for people who don't have to worry about the sodium content. So you'll hear that salt shaker all morning. And then another one is the one that's like, it sounds like, rah, rah, rah. So if you're looking at, like, if you notate it on musical paper, it would be like quarter note, quarter rest, quarter note, quarter rest. It's very distinctive. You'll hear that all day long. And then at dusk, you get the dusk cicadas. And those only happen like towards the end of the afternoon, early evening. And they say the letter D, D for dusk. And they go like D, 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 D. Have you heard those? It's just magic.
Those. It really is.
The sound of summer.
So I talk about it a lot, but I lived in New York for a while and then moved back to my hometown, Nashville. And I will say what I love most are the sounds of nature. I mean, it's so wonderful to leave your window open a crack and listen to the bugs. I mean,
okay, so Marie, after you hear the D-D-D-D-Ds, listen, like wait another 10, 15 minutes, and then you'll hear, I bet you do already, the katydids, the one that says its name. So you'll hear Katy did, Katy didn't, Katy did, Katy didn't. That is like, oh, that's the summer sound I wait for.
Yes. Oh, it's just magic. Okay, I am not a gardener at all. I have the opposite of a green thumb. But some people I've heard buy bugs off the internet to put in their gardens. How does that work? And does it mess with our native populations?
I think it's a waste of money. I had one friend, bless him, who released a big old bag of mail order ladybugs inside the house for his house plants because he didn't. It was so hard not to laugh.
Very good luck, maybe?
I don't know. But it's not a good idea to bring in insect predators. A lot of times it's the Asian ladybugs, the multicolored ones we've got too many of them right now anyway. The thoughts are that they are displacing native populations of our various native ladybugs. It's better plus a lot of them, when you open them up, they just disperse. So they're not even hanging around. Like there's no guarantee that any of them are going to stay in your yard.
Okay, we're going to circle back and talk about bees and butterflies. How are those populations doing these days?
They're doing very badly, I'm sorry to say. Worse every year. And the reason for the decline in butterfly and bee populations is so complicated. It's so many different things, but it's so easy if you smush them up in a ball and just say habitat loss. They're disappearing because of habitat loss. We're destroying habitat every day with our yard sprays. We don't mean to, but that's what they do. With our, renovations, with putting more than one house on a lot. I mean, it's all these little choices we make with even our just regular lawn care with like the weekly mow and blow. That's a disaster for all these guys that depend on habitat. Our lawns, even though we should be shrinking them, our lawns can be habitat. So if we create habitat, we can bring those guys back. You plant the native plants that the butterfly moms need in order to lay eggs. You plant the native plants that the bees need, especially the specialist bees. And we don't even have to know what those are. Just plant a bunch of goldenrods or things in the sunflower family, things in the aster family, and you're guaranteed to attract specialists as well as the generalists like the honeybees who are also having a problem.
All right. Well, if you have any sort of garden or a green space to do so, I would go for it, folks. Okay, finally, we have to talk about spiders. We know there are two bad spiders here in Tennessee, the black widow and the brown recluses. I'll just get ahead of this one. If you find a brown recluse in your house, the solution is just to burn your house down, right? Nope. Okay. Joe, most spiders are really wonderful creatures, though, right?
Yes, thank you for saying that, for spreading that word, Marie.
Okay. So they have a bad rap. Tell us more about it.
Spiders, again, they make the world go round. We need those spiders. The birds need the spiders. All the other predators need the spiders. And the spiders predate on other bugs. They're catching mosquitoes. Mosquitoes love moist shade. They're going to be going in there to wait it out until you come by. And meanwhile, they're getting caught in those webs. And then, oh my gosh, this is also prime orb weaver season. So we're talking the big, round, gorgeous webs that, you don't want to walk into with your face, admittedly. But I've got one that works on the corner of my porch. Every night at sundown, she comes out and you can watch her spin the web. It's the most fascinating thing you've ever seen. Watch a YouTube video of it, just so you know. That'll just get you so excited you're going to go find an orb weaver. And you can watch her spin this web. And then all night long, she's catching moths and whoever's flying around. And then, oh my gosh, in the morning, as soon as the sun comes up, she eats her web, in reverse. She's just eating every little piece of her web. She's recycling that silk and all the proteins that were caught in it. So, okay, maybe it's because I read Charlotte's Web at a tender age, but spiders are wonderful creatures, except for those two that you mentioned, and I hardly ever see them. So, brown recluses are reclusive by nature. They're going to stay away from you. They don't make webs, but it's all the other guys are fine.
Wow, you are blowing my mind. Joe, this has been so special to talk with you. And obviously, folks at home, you can't see her, but she just is glowing talking about this. And it's just really special to share this time with you. And we're going to put the link to your book in our show notes. So please check that out, folks at home.
Thank you.
Again, thank you for coming in here and really educating us on how to keep these buggers alive and not.
All we have to do is look around and get to know our plant and animal neighbors. The more we know, the better for everybody.
That's all for today here on CityCast Nashville. And don't forget, you can support this show and get great perks by becoming a CityCast Nashville neighbor at membership.citycast.fm. If you enjoyed the show, why not tell your friends? Rate the show, leave us a review, and subscribe to our Hey Nashville newsletter. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Doodles!